Welcome to the Polish Business Podcast. I'm Bart, and here we explore the stories of entrepreneurs like you building successful businesses. Expect short, sharp interviews packed with insights and inspiration to fuel your business journey. Let's get started. Oh, hello, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our show. My name is Bart, and I run a podcast called the Polish Business Podcast. And we have a guest today with me, Adam Pilans. Adam is director of Step by Step Financial Solutions. So we won't, I think, talk today about money, but we're gonna talk about Adam. What are we? We will talk about your journey, Adam. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Bart. I hope this is going to be an interesting conversation. Most importantly, we're going to talk about, I think, what people are the most interested in. So perhaps a bit of a journey I went through, what helped me, what obstacles I've encountered on the way, where I am at the moment, where we're heading. That's probably the most important thing, I think, for everyone to listen to.
And you're dialing in from, am I right, Southampton?
That's right, just outside Southampton. Yes, we're very close to a New Forest area just outside Southampton. So yeah, beautiful part of the country.
Fantastic. And we're recording this during the winter time. Hopefully the bright times will come and more sun. And I believe Southampton's got more sun, isn't it, than Scotland, where I am, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. I think Hampshire in general and South Coast is the sunniest place, but it's not sunny all the time.
Is that the reason you actually settled in Southampton? More sun?
Do you know what? That's probably not the reason why. Is probably coincidence. I had a relative. My sister used to live in Southampton, so I had a naturally slightly easier start because I had someone where I could come and stay with and start my journey.
And this is very interesting because we kick it off always with the personal stories behind entrepreneur. We always see in all of this, like, people, procedures, website, Google, everything. But behind you is like, it was personal story. You came to Southampton, you're there, you developed the business. Prior to this recording, we had a conversation about what we're going to discuss. And one big thing came to is mindset. And we would like to talk to businesses who are struggling. If you are a business owner, self-employed, you have own mindset, you have own challenges within that mindset. But when you start developing, things are changing. Your perception of the world is changing because of different challenges that you have. And I think starting off, as entrepreneurs from, let's call it Central Europe, Eastern European region, we have one kind of challenge with ourselves that we think that we know everything. And we maybe just keep it to ourselves. And that's our mindset is pretty much like pretty hidden. And we can't get that full potential. What is your take on this, Adam?
Yeah, possibly, Bart. I think it's very important to look at our history as a Poles. I think we all had to rely on our own resources. The resources were very scarce. Were in Poland, so I think everyone had to do everything for themselves, and that was probably the part of the post-war and the communism.
Yep.
So everyone had to rely on themselves, and I think that's where we've developed this mentality that we have to do things ourselves. But when you live abroad, you start to realize that there are other people which can help you. There is an abundance of knowledge which was not available for us when we were growing up in Poland. And the one thing which have actually changed my mindset and my view and my perception of the reality were books, audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I started on a learning journey, which is a lifelong learning journey, I've committed to this to do hopefully to the rest of my life, that everything has changed. Everything has changed, Bart. And it's remarkable what the mindset and the right people around you, or even the right knowledge around you, because you don't always have the right people around you. You almost, if you want to do really well, it's very helpful to surround yourself with people who are doing really well, right? It's kind of, it's almost like they push you. You are catching up to the group you are with. But I remember, Bart, when I started, I didn't have that group, and I found this through the books and audiobooks, and that's a kind of a nice way of having your role models, people who have done it, and they compressed 50 years or 20 years or 30 years of their knowledge within one nice and simple book, and you can actually digest this and apply it, because I think this is important. Not only knowledge is just a potential power. I think you have to really apply it to make sure it works for you.
This is so powerful. I belong to that the generation that still use pen and paper, and I don't know, maybe this is something about the education system back in the days. But I have a couple of interesting. Someone who push yourself is very interesting. It's our role models, but I think ultimately the mindset is. It's all about trust, really. It's building the network around you, a network and knowledge, that then you can build a network that will basically trust you. And I am on your website now and looking professional mortgage advice you can trust. And this sounds like, okay, brilliant. What is trust? But it is very deep into the values in your business. Am I right?
That's right, Bart. Bart, we truly believe that everyone deserves the place to call home. This is our mission. We believe in this. This is who we are. And the trust is such a huge element.
Yes.
Not only in finance, but especially in finance. Because if you imagine turning up into someone's house, they don't know you, and they show you all the bank details, all the documents. They discuss after 20, 30 minutes, like ice-breaking conversation, they discuss the things with you which they probably don't discuss with anyone else, not even the family. So the trust is huge. And the trust is one thing which is very hard to gain back when you lose it. So it is very important to make sure that you always keep on your toes, that you always have that in mind, that I've only got one chance to build the trust and to keep it long term. And it's not always easy, Bart. It's not always easy, because you've got better days and you sometimes performing really well and sometimes you're not at your best. But I think the overall honesty and working hard for people builds the trust, because trust, with some people, they give you trust and then they just wait until you lose it. But with some people, you have to earn it.
Yes.
Because not everyone is the same. I'm personally from the mindset that I will give you my trust. And if you lose it, that's fine. But not everyone is like that. Because if you do that, you almost expose yourself. But,
And this is completely right. And I think trust when you started, and let's go back to the very beginning. And you said about the books and about building that trust. I think a little bit maybe more confidence, that you can do it. And then now you have a team in front of you. And so in terms of mindset, but also in terms of mechanics of your business, what has changed when you started X years ago? By the way, how many years you're in business, Adam?
So I've been in property since 2008.
Wow.
My financial advising journey started back in 2011, and I've incorporated the company back in 2014. So the Step-by-Step Financial Solution is going for over 10 years, but I've been doing finance since 2011. But my journey started as an estate agent, as a chap with a very poor English, with a very strange and strong accent at that point. Someone who actually was one of the first people within the South region from Polish community was actually selling properties. So trust was naturally a very tough thing for me to gain because I was just different. At that time, there was not many Polish people running around and selling properties. From my knowledge, and I've worked for one of the biggest estate agency chain in UK. At that point, it was actually the biggest. There was hardly anyone in UK. So there was a lot of work to do. But the one thing which I've done, and I've never regret that, is that I've turned off my radio in my car. And I've bought a lot of CDs back then. And I was, for over 2 years, I was listening to CDs, motivational CDs, educational CDs. And I just switched off the radio. I just took it out. Do you remember the days where you had to put your radio, if you wanted a slightly upgraded one in your car? I put it off and I just ripped the radio cable, and I said, no radio, just education. And my car, when I was driving around from meeting to meeting, sometimes doing 10, 15 appointments a day, my car was my university. And it transformed the way I started to look at wealth, the way I started to look at possibilities. It transformed the way I've interacted with people.
Brilliant.
And it built my confidence to the level that I was actually pretty good at my job.
My car is my university. It's so powerful. Adam, thank you very much. Everyone who's listening us, it's a journey. I like the way that you describe you in a years, but it's 2008. Then you mentioned 2011, 2014. This is not a month. This is because we are now living in a society that everything is instant. You just tap and pay. You just want to have that food now. Delivery I'm referring to. You want to have everything now. While anything we're doing in life, in business, it needs to be have patience. It doesn't happen overnight. It's quite a lot of work and changing and changing yourself, investing in yourself. That's very powerful, Adam. Thanks for sharing that. The question is, when was the place that you actually said, "Oh wow, I've achieved a success"?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because I think it's for me, and I've realized that quite early. I've realized that it's not about a destination. It's not about success in terms of either a number or a number of properties, or maybe turnover of the business, or maybe how many people I'm going to employ. For me, a success is about who am I becoming on this journey. So I've always thought about, not about the goal itself. The goals are important, Bart. You have to set your goals, and you have to review those goals. But what's the most important for me is who I need to become in the process of striving towards these goals, to make sure that first I'm ready for those goals. I'm not intimidated by those goals. I believe in those goals.
Yep.
And I deserve it. And if you're sluggish, if you've got a bad habit, if you are not working hard on yourself, and what you've said today, instant gratification, it's great to have your YouTube shorts or TikTok video with a motivational speaker for 30, 40 seconds to give you a bit of a buzz, to give you that adrenaline boost, which will kick you off and will get you going. But there's a significant difference between having this dopamine spike and this instant gratification and instant motivation, and there's a difference between working hard on yourself for a long period of time.
That's right.
Sitting with a book, digesting information, highlighting stuff, making notes, maybe going through this book again in 6 months and looking at that book from a different angle. Maybe you're going to see different things. There's Brilliant. A huge difference in that. And it's just, I think it's going to give you a long-term results, because motivation will get you started. But consistency and the true belief in your abilities will keep you going, even in the tough times.
Not a goal who you need to become to get to that goal. Brilliant. Another one is very interesting, very powerful, but very different that we had in the past with our interviewers. And I think this is fantastic. It's we when we start growing business, we start employing people, we start having a different relationship with people, and then yet we need to become a bit different person with completely different abilities to run business, and also pivoting. The by mentioned COVID, and the way you do now Zoom and online advice and that kind of things. Who knows what the world will bring us in 5-10 years time? What we're gonna need to become. And I think this is the journey. Instant motivation, you also mentioned, like, what is your instant motivation within your business? So moving on, you achieve your goals. You became, as I say, a leader within your business. Also, I believe, let's say this: you are a father. You have your family. So it's one thing is to aligning all of what you want to achieve as a businessman, but also, it's just basics. You had sleepless nights, because of XYZ. We are fathers. I'm father too. How you cope with that? Because I'm referring to how you take care of yourself and in a way of family.
Yeah, the family is so important. It's a backbone of everything. At least for me, I can speak for myself, and it was a tough journey, and I'm very fortunate because I've got an amazing wife, and very early she was believing in my vision. She knew what I'm striving towards, and I did sacrifice many years initially with my kids. However, there was always a plan that it's not constant. So I think what's quite important is to realize that the family, if you've got one, if you're fortunate to have one, again, if you lose it, it's very hard to get it back. Money are different. Money can always make it back. There's abundance of money in the world.
Yep.
But the family is the one thing. But I can say with the hands on my heart that I've actually sacrificed the time with my kids. And I think we all have to make choices. There's always a belief about the work-life balance, but I think there are work-life choices. It's very hard to get a work-life balance if you really want to be successful in life, because you are effectively competing with yourself and with others, and if you are not putting your best effort, it's going to be tough. It's a tough environment. So for me, I've always thought about trading this health and mental health for wealth as a really bad transaction. And initially, I've probably just being kind of at the beginning of my journey. I've probably made that trade many times, and I've realized that I'm just not going to be able to be a great father. I'm not going to be able to have the energy I need to be a great husband, and to run my business effectively if I'm not going to be full of energy. So at some point, I've realized that the energy and my vitality is just crucial to everything. Is the backbone and foundation of everything I do.
Yeah.
So the way I look after myself are things like meditations for my mental health. Mm-hmm. I do sauna therapy. The hot therapy is just amazing for your immune system. I've got a cold plunge at home, and I couldn't afford that when I initially started thinking about the longevity and about peak performance. But you can always start with a cold showers. Those things wake you up, and they keep your immune system intact. The good food, getting up in the morning for me, at least 4 or 5 times a week, going to the gym in the morning, it just kicks off the day so well. Standing desks, Bart, standing up at work.
Wow.
So, we spend so much time. If you go on our website, you can see that we've got those desks which
I'm actually looking at you walking and working. Brilliant.
Right? So you've got that. So just imagine those little things. They're going to all add up. So if you think about your diet, if you think about your exercising, if you think about the cold therapy, the hot therapy, the meditation, the Wim Hof breathing methods. The breath is just so underrated that I can't stress it enough. Those are the things which I do regularly, Bart. And it's not always perfect.
Brilliant.
It's not always perfect because we all get busy with life.
Oh yeah.
But if I do it more often than not, I'm happy. And there's always a time when I'm just going back to this, and it works magic. I can reassure you that even with 12, 13, 14 hours days when I was really advising as an advisor, building the business, being the property portfolio, being a father, being a husband, I was back to work. And when I was back from work home, I was just a volcano of energy, and I wouldn't be able to do that. Just fake it. I could probably fake it for a few days.
Yeah.
But you can't fake it long term because your body just gonna breaks down. So that's the things which I do. It takes time, Bart. It's hard.
It is
hard, but it's worth it. The things which are hard are often worth it.
I love it. Definitely. So what my little son, not anymore, 10 years old, said last time to me, like he really liked to have a cold showers, and he kind of convinced me, the little one, he's taking the cold showers every day, and I'm into it more often. North in Scotland, we also have a cold dippers. That's a little bit farther to me, but that's something I definitely resonate. Moving forward, we are reaching 20 minutes. And I'd like to just ask, we talked through the self-development and mindset and obviously, moving to achieving success. Now you have a team, you have a plans in the future, you try to work about your mental health. Now also and I appreciate sharing this publicly also. Yes, sacrificing. It is tough to say, yes, I sacrifice that precious time with the family members to build something that will, help them in the future. That's a big statement, Adam. Thank you. What's next? What's on your pipeline within the business? Maybe you can share some snippets.
Yes, a lot of stuff going on, Bart. We've got an amazing team, and we like I said, we truly believe that there is a space for technology within the business. But at the same time, we really try to do like the face-to-face interaction with people as much as we can. And what we are trying to do is just enhance the interactions with our client with creation of the courses. We're just kind of working and finalizing an amazing course for first-time buyers.
Oh, wow.
It's going to have all the modules starting from mindset, from preparation, going through the process, how to avoid the mistakes, all the way to giving your notice to the landlord and how to manage the relationship with the landlord. Something which everyone would be able to log in, would be able to go through it, revisit it, and it's just going to, again, enhance the experience. We don't want to replace ourselves with videos, but we want to add to the experience of the client so they can get prepared, they can ask better questions, they can be more confident, and they can make a better decision, more informed decision. And that's the goal for Step-by-Step Financial Solutions, is always to get this educational approach to the home buying journey. And we are thrilled to launch this product, which hopefully going to be live in the next few months.
This is amazing. Like we've discussed all of the knowledge you have and the passion of sharing the knowledge. And this now you're combining this into the some kind of like product or rather educational piece that you want to share with people.
Yes.
I guess not to make a mistake, isn't it? We're all thinking about actually creating more environment for money, for sales, but here is like how to save money, how to be better off, and because you maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm right or wrong. How many times we are changing houses? 2-3 times in a life? Maybe someone just will have one home per life. Is that right?
Absolutely, Bart. There are people who would be moving 2-3 times. There are people who just buy something and they want to stay there forever. The truth is that within UK and Scotland, the properties are quite expensive and it's very hard to get your dream home straight away. So people are likely to move. But if we can help them throughout the whole journey, throughout the whole process, hopefully they will be able to make a more informed decisions.
And Adam, final question of the podcast. Thank you very much for all the knowledge you shared today is a question about one specific tip for young entrepreneur who's keen to do everything, like, now just passionately having a product, service, website, everything, everything sacrificed, and is getting tension. It's like, okay, there are some problems to deliver that product or service and so on, but it's just keen to move this forward, maybe at early 20s and so on. What's your best advice?
This is a very difficult question, Bart, but the one thing which comes to my mind straight away is work harder on yourself than on your business.
Brilliant.
Invest more in yourself than even within your business, because this will set the tone. This will set the tone not only for the people who you may employ in the future, but it will set the tone as well to the customer you're serving, because you need to become the best version of yourself. I think we all got a potential in life. Everyone's got a different superpower. Not everyone is, let's say, a public speaker. Not everyone is easygoing. Not everyone is programmer. Not everyone is coding well. But we all got a superpowers. And I think just working on becoming the best version of ourselves will attract the right people around you who may help you achieve your dreams.
Adam, fantastic. This is brilliant. Thank you very much for our great conversation. And everyone, if you would like to have a conversation in that podcast, LinkedIn is the best place to reach me. But we're also gonna link website and all information to Adam. And we all encourage really to connect to. By the end of the day, we are a community of people who would like to get better or version of ourselves. Adam, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bart, thank you very much for doing this. I think spreading the knowledge and getting people connected. There's not many people like you in UK and Scotland who are connecting all the people, working on all those relationships. So I applaud you for that, because this is an amazing mission and something bigger and better than just Polish Business Link. This is amazing, Bart. So thank you very much for doing this great work as well.
Thank you. Welcome to the Polish Business Podcast. I'm Bart, and here we explore the stories of entrepreneurs like you building successful businesses. Expect short, sharp interviews packed with insights and inspiration to fuel your business journey. Let's get started.